This is the Morning Swim Show for Friday, September 2nd, 2011. I'm your host, Peter Bush. In the Phoenix Monitor today, we'll talk to Brett Hawke. He's the head swim coach for men and women at Auburn University. Coach Hawke joins us right now in the Phoenix Monitor from Auburn, Alabama. Coach, welcome back to the show. How you doing?
Good, Peter. Doing great, thanks.
Glad to have you on. Let me ask you, is Auburn still in rebuilding mode, or are you guys ready to contend for national titles again?
You know, I don't know about rebuilding. I don't know about national titles. I just know that we're trying to be great. We've got some good athletes coming in. We've got some good athletes that are still here. So it's competitive out there. There's no doubt about it. There's some great coaches, some great programs, and I wouldn't say there is one program that is clear-cut favorite any year. And so, you know, we're always going to consider ourselves in the mix, and that's where we are this year again.
Tell me about the teams this year. I think the guys have an impressive SEC championship streak to keep up.
Yeah, we're going for 16 in a row this year, and it's getting to be kind of in that crazy Stanford kind of, you know, do we do it, do we not do it? So it's just one of those things that we've won a lot over the years, and I think our competitors are ready to try and take it away from us for sure. But you know, we're proud of it, and we'll definitely try and defend it again this year.
Who's the leader on the guys' team this year?
The leader, I would say Carl Krug is one of the leaders. He's a California kid, came in and just a good guy, and people really respect him on the men's side. On the women's side, obviously, it's Arianna. So, you know, on both sides, I feel like we've got really good leadership.
The sprinters at Auburn have been known to break barriers in the past. Arianna going to go 20-point in the 50 this year?
I'm not going to try and hold her back, that's for sure. She's hungry. I mean, she's hungry for Olympic success, and I think the NCAAs is part of that stepping stone. And she's ready again, and I'll tell you what, we had our first practice yesterday, actually, and she was leading everything and setting a standard straight off the bat. So it's very similar to last year, and she's ready to go again.
How did you and how did she feel about her summer?
She was really happy. She had 5 swims at the Worlds, and she had 5 best times. Each time she got faster. She just missed the final of the 100, finished 10th. So, you know, it was a little bit disappointing for sure, but then she came back in the 50 and made the final in the 50, and you know, she's faster in the 50 than any American right now. So she's pretty proud of that, and you know, it's one of those things where as Americans we have to step up and say, hey, we've got to you know, put our name in there, and there's a lot of competition around, and Arianna's just one of the great ones right now.
Big summer for you as well. First coaching gig for USA Swimming, right?
Yeah, it was awesome. It was amazing, and there it is. Had a lot of fun. Went to China with the World University Games and got to spend a lot of time with different athletes from different colleges. And built up a real good relationship with some of the Texas guys and some of the Stanford women, and you know, it was just fun. I really enjoyed it.
That must have meant something personally to you as well. And maybe, I don't know, mixed feelings at all?
No, not really. I felt great being part of the American team. It's always nice to be on a winning team. And you know what? I actually had one of my Australian friends that I knew from the past come up to me and ask, what's the difference between, you know, being on the American team and being on the Australian team? And really, I knew this before, but to actually sense it and feel it, you know, we go in as Americans thinking that we want to win every event, and we go there to be competitive at the highest level. And I think it's just a different mindset that other nations have as opposed to what we have here in America. We want to be the best, and we want to contend for gold, and that's really the aim of all the athletes at that meet.
Well, you're coming on board with the Americans at a precise time when Australia seems to be having a bit of resurgence themselves.
Yeah, I mean, Australia's always going to be great. They've got great coaches. They've got a great youth program. They do a really good job of sending out their athletes at an early age to get international experience all over the world. Australia is a nation that has to be recognized as one of the best, and you know, it's great to see some of these young guys coming through. A guy like James Magnuson winning the world title at 19 years old, and beating one of my ex-athletes and beating the rest of the world, and just, he's pretty exciting to watch.
I got to say, I'd never heard much about him before this summer. Now everybody, of course, knows who he is, but did you know anything about him?
No, I really didn't. I'd had a conversation with Ian Thorpe at the Paris Open, and I asked him who was the next big star to watch out for in Australia, and he said James Magnuson, and a couple of weeks later at the Worlds it came true, and so I hadn't heard much before that, but man, he was exciting to watch, and he's going to be tough to beat next year, that's for sure.
Tough in the 100 for sure, and he's got 200 potential too, the way he finishes races, you can just tell. On the 50 side, can you see anyone touching Cielo right now?
No, not really. I mean, if I'm going to be honest, Cesar is built for that race, and he loves that race. And, to win that race with all the nonsense that was going on in the lead up to the World Championships, to actually go and stand on the blocks and win that race, you got to be pretty tough. And so it was, I was really proud to see him win that, and he's going to be tough again. If you want to beat Cesar, you got to bring something special, and that's what we're going to have to do next year if anyone wants to beat him.
Do you ever miss training him?
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, it was a great time in my life coaching him, and I've just got to admit that it's the truth. He's a great athlete, one of the best I've ever seen, and people can say what they want about him, but I know the truth, and he knows the truth, and he's been an exceptional athlete for many years, and it's just good to see him at the top in that sense.
Who's a freshman or sophomore coming onto the team now that we might get to know their name a little bit better in the next year or two?
Abby Duncan on the women's side, I think, has got a lot of potential. Breaststroker that we got in from Minnesota, and she's exciting. She's a great kid, a lot of maturity, and just expecting some good things from her in terms of just being a great team person, and so that's fun. On the men's side, we've got a couple of internationals who have come in and joined the team, and we're expecting some good things from them. So it's just one of those things where they have to gain the experience in their first year, and you don't put too much pressure on them, but hopefully in the years to come they'll be pretty decent.
Now, you've been a coach for a long time, but just like swimmers, you always try to learn new things and pick up some new stuff. Have you seen, since your head coaching days started a few years ago, changes in yourself?
Yeah, I mean, I've tried to, I wanted to take on the world my first year and win everything, and I think,
Well, you did.
Well, I think we won some things for sure, but I think once you get slapped around a little bit by some other coaches and some other athletes, then you tend to sit back and realize, listen, I'm in this for the long haul. This is a profession that I've chosen, and I've got many years at it, and so I'm trying to take it piece by piece and not trying to win everything all the time, but try and be great at what we can control. And so I think I've learned patience and some humility, and it's just you change over time, and hopefully I'll evolve into a better coach over the years.
How's my little brother?
He's good. He's a good guy. You've got a great family, and he's one of them, and he's got a lot to learn, but I tell you what, he's hungry, and he's a great asset to our team. He's in terms of what you guys did at Arizona in coaching him and just bringing him up, you did a great job, so we're pretty happy to get that aspect out of him. But he's just a great young coach, and I think we're really happy to have him on our team.
I know he's excited to be there. He knows he can learn a lot from you.
Yeah, well, we hope,
Well, Coach, good luck this year. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks, Peter. I appreciate it.
All right, that's Brett Hawke joining us in the Fenice Monitor from Auburn. That is it for today's show. I'm Peter Bush, reminding you to keep your head down at the finish.